Welcome to another episode of That Crazy Triangle Guy. All right, here we are looking at Bitcoin US dollar index on the hourly time frame. Now, this video goes right along with the previous video that I just put out earlier, a few hours ago, in which I put forth the bear case for Bitcoin right now, which thus far is playing out. We started to come down here in the previous video. I don't think we came down this far. Well, yeah, maybe we did. Yes, we did, because I remember we did start the green movement upwards here. But what happened? We got rejected right there at the top of the Gaussian channel. We got rejected right here. If you look at the top of the Gaussian channel, the intersection of our purple line and the intersection of our new blue channel that is heading downwards. A lot of times I look for these intersections for strong resistance or support, and we certainly got it here. And we got rejected there. This is what it looks like on a 4-hour. We're getting and it's red. It was green just a second ago. So now it's turning red. Red hammer. It's not good. So certainly the scenario in the previous video could be playing out. However, and I guess we will not know this. One way we would know it is if we do not come all the way down to the neckline here. Let's see. Yeah. We'll have to readdress this when we get down to this area. And I do believe, well, you have the 21-week moving average now up at around 65,600. So let's see what happens when we get there. I imagine look at how that coincides with the center line of this red channel here. We have support along the center line of the red channel. And that is one of the scenarios that I was going to put forth in this video right now. So the intersection of the 21-week moving average and the center line of this red channel is right there around around market close today. At around market close and around 65,600. We're on a 4-hour. Let's go to back to a 1-hour. And we can get the market close at 1900, the hour of 1900. Put that's right around there. Around 65,600. So that could be where we end up today. No, if we don't, if this does not hold as support, you're going to see possibly interaction with these various lines here. Well, I don't know. Over the course of the next couple days, if that does not hold as support, we could come all the way down to the mean band. And we probably will end up at least coming down to the mean band of the Gaussian channel. Possibly as early as end of day today. 64,100-ish. Now, the question is, if we if we fall through the mean band and come down to about 63.7, then we could be following the head and shoulders pattern here. That would be down to the neckline of our head and shoulders. At that point, we would then probably create another shoulder here, and we'll have to reevaluate it when we get this shoulder complete, see what's going on. Of course, that would probably extend out into the weekend. So, and that's what we portrayed, what we laid out in the last video. Here would be the measured move from our head and shoulders, and then the target would be down here, heading down to at least partially fill that gap at 59K, 58, 59K. So it's the scenario I played out in the last video. Now, like I said, it's a real struggle between the bears and the bulls. We keep flipping back and forth in this area here, holding these various blue, red, and purple lines as resistance. Now, the purple line is simply a line parallel to the blue channel here. I'm gonna go out to the 1 day right now for a second. The blue channel is simply one of these blue channels. Which one is it? It's the second one up, I believe. Yeah. It's these blue channels we've been trading in all the way since June of 2022 right here. I'm sorry, September of 2022. June of 2022 is when we were interacting with the pink channel group here, of which you see only the white channel and one of the pink channels. So that's a group of channels that are we have a lot of interaction with over time. Blue channel not so much, but the blue channel does extend all the way back to the very beginning of Bitcoin. As you can see, right here, the blue channel group does go all the way back to the beginning of time with Bitcoin. And I've shown this time and time again where you can clearly see the interaction in these various channels. Now, currently we are in this second channel right here. And look at the price action, even way back in 2010 with this group of channels. We broke through it, held it as support here, came all the way up to this channel here, came back down to there, clearly held. Look at how we held the center line there. Clearly, these channels were very significant. As well, the purple channel group up here. Now, this is a set of channels, just like the blue ones below. And when I do have the entire set here, it comes down and touches this high in June of 2011. But then the group of channels does interact with price action here. This is the first time that the white channel had indicated the beginning of our parabolic run. Now you can argue the parabolic run started back here actually, but we did come up here and stall out for a bit and go sideways, and then continued our parabolic run like that. So that's why I say this white channel is the most important channel in Bitcoin history. And once again, right here, You can see how we traveled sideways in that channel. Fell below it. Oh, okay, well, that had nothing to do with our rally at this time yet. But here we consolidated below the channel, and then when we broke through the channel, what happened? Oh, we broke through the channel, came back down, and retested it, bounced off of it, and then began our parabolic bull run. Here we are interacting with the white channel again. And holding it as support here in 2019. Even after COVID, we came back up, had resistance, and then struggled to find, inchwormed along it here and up here. So at this point, we traveled on top of it. We consolidated on top of it sideways for a while before starting our next parabolic bull rally. And when we came out of that, where did we fall down to? The top of the channel. Bounced off of it for a little bit and then fell right through. It acted as resistance here. And then once again, our blue channels came back into play. We did not forget about them. Isn't that funny? And certainly since September 2022, these blue channels have been dictating Bitcoin price. Down to that bottom of that channel. Now, mind you, those are the same blue channels that we interacted with, the tops and bottoms of each one, back in 2010, over a decade or 14 years earlier. And here we are once again. Now, the purple channels are pink channels, the pink group of channels, and the blue ones are acting together. They're crossing. Now, here we had consolidation in this white channel, fell below it, consolidating back in it. I was sure that we were ready to start our parabolic rally here in towards the end of June and July. Instead, we got this freaking weird ass dump. So go figure. Now, this is on a daily time frame. Let's switch back to like maybe a 4 hour for a second. Anyway, we got this dump into this red channel. We hit the bottom here at 53, and at that point reversed in these red channels back up. Now I have a set of red channels here. They're overlapping, but let's see, we're on a 4 hour right now. Let's see if that's good enough. If you want to draw these red channels, the lower one you can see, okay, has our bottom here at 53, whatever, and the next one here at 54 or 2-ish. So that's where our red channel starts, this lower one. And the top of that lower one catches these wicks on the 4 hour here, and the 5th of July and the 6th of July. And then catches this candle body right here, this red candle on the 4 hour at 12 o'clock UTC on the 11th of July. So if you, and let's see. Anyway, that'll get you the lower red channel. The upper red channel right here. Top of the upper red channel touches this wick at 58.4 on the 24th of June at 20 hours UTC. And it's perfectly parallel to the one below it. And anyway, we are traveling upwards in this group of channels here. And that's the red line that I'm talking about when I'm talking about the support and resistance that we're meeting right here. You can see how this red line has acted as resistance here. If I go to 1 hour, you'll see more interaction. It's acted as resistance here. We wicked right down to it. Where's my green line? Wicked right down to it here as support. You can clearly see the resistance there. And support here anyway. Like I said, these three lines, the purple one, which is parallel to this blue channel, and the red line. Now, why am I using that purple line? Because here in the past, when we rallied upwards here, that's as high as we came. We did not come to the top of the blue channel. And where did we rally from? We rallied from the bottom of that blue channel right here. And we rallied upwards to the center line of the channel here, held it as support, came up, came back down, and held that center line of support right there. But we didn't come all the way up to the top. We only came up to that purple line. That's why I have that purple line here. Now, eventually, just recently, we did come all the way up to the top of the blue channel and got rejected. So we did make it all the way up to the top of the blue channel, got a rejection. That would lead me to believe that we're coming back down through the blue channel, and the center line of that is right here. Of course, at our neckline of our head and shoulders pattern that we're forming now, and at the mean band of the Gaussian channel, everything's coming together right here. So I do expect we come down to at least just under 64K right now, this week sometime. Now, if we hold that as support, we could just be forming that head and shoulders pattern and continuing down in this blue channel, but we may have to shift this blue channel right here over to the right slightly. And we could come down to fill that gap sometime, maybe by this weekend or early next week, as we head into this vertical line. Here is the FOMC coming up next Wednesday. So now, and of course, as you can see, the bottom of our blue channel is right here at this X at 50, just around 59K. So that's why it makes perfect sense that here we are at the bottom of the channel. Come up to the top of the channel, come back down to the bottom of the channel. All we're doing is simply oscillating up with this within this channel, which we were at the top of here in June. And here recently, that's why this is weird. We wicked through it. Should have stopped at around 56K. But we came down further for some unknown reason. Now, getting to the point of this video. We got a lot of stuff going on right here around the mean band of the Gaussian channel. And typically, when we have traveled here in the lower part of the Gaussian channel, busted through into the upper part, tried to break out, and hold it as support, couldn't do that, and now we're back in it, and it's acting as resistance here. We just got rejected of it right here just a couple hours ago. So it is now acting as resistance, meaning we probably do come back down to the mean band right here and into this area. So we got to pay attention to what goes on there. And what could happen, because this is a real battle between the bulls and the bears. At this point, then, we could come back and try to break out of the Gaussian channel here and hold one of these red lines and possibly the blue center line of our channel as support and travel onwards and upwards in this area, continuing to oscillate up here, not having to come all the way down to 59K, but holding 64 as support and traveling upwards here. That's the neither the bear nor the bull case. And so oscillating within the red channels and the blue channel this way into the FOMC meeting. And then, of course, in August, I don't know why it's not here. Oh, it's probably just off the page. Over here, mind you, this is an hourly chart. So this is August 13th here, where we will get the next CPI data. So traveling this way could get us back up to 72 around this time frame here. We could just travel sideways in these channels, bouncing off these various lines. People calling for up, people calling for down, and getting faked out, constantly getting in and out of trades, thinking we're going to pump, thinking we're going to dump. And that's where the big boys accumulate all your coins right there. That could be the scenario that plays out, because the goal of these dumpy moves and pumpy moves is to, shake you out of the market. If they can't do that, maybe they'll shake you out of the market going sideways and collecting all the loose change that falls out that they can from all these fake outs upwards and downwards. So that's the kind of wishy-washy scenario. Now the other one is, note, we still are, since back here, since the second low here, higher low, we are simply traveling in this blue channel upwards, recovering from this dump move here. So we've fallen out of this channel right now, but we could hold, and that's what we're doing actually at the moment. We're holding the center line clearly of a channel below that one as support. You can see that those two lows, those two wicks right there are perfectly parallel to that center line right there. They don't quite come down and touch it, but imagine an imaginary line parallel to that center line. You get the point. It recognizes this slope upwards, this sloping channel upwards that we so that's a scenario that very well that could play out. Maybe we come up here a little bit, dump down to here, which is the where the 21-week moving average is. So this would be the bullish case scenario, that we come down and hold this. We don't come down below the 21-week moving average the rest of the day. That's at 65.6, and we hold that into Wednesday. So Wednesday morning market open will be key right here. At that point, you'll see, well, Wednesday day. This is Wednesday day right here in this area. What happens during market open on Wednesday will give us more clues. Do we hold the 21-week moving average? Do we bounce off this red center line and the bottom of this blue channel? If so, we could be following that red channel pattern, oscillating up and down here between 65, between the 21-week moving average and 69K, our previous all-time high, possibly. And even if we do follow this blue channel upwards, we won't know until we get to this point, possibly. And that's over the weekend. So we could simply... So by the weekend, we could be anywhere from most likely 69K, our previous all-time high, to 66.6, to 64, or even all the way down to 59. So $10,000 range, roughly, depending on which scenario is playing out. Sorry that doesn't give you a whole lot of info, but those are three scenarios that could very well play out. And quite frankly, that's why nobody's making any videos that are doing TA. And if they are, I don't know if they've portrayed these three options to you, but yeah, because the market's not really giving any clear signals. I mean, I showed earlier on the previous video all the bearish divergence on the 4-hour chart. You don't see that on the daily chart, and the oscillators are providing mixed clues as well. I mean, I've been back and forth all over the place looking at the oscillators and other indicators, and what's that called? The thing. This thing right here that shows the market orders, the market depth. Order book, the market order book. And look at this guy. It shows here Bitcoin versus US dollar or USDC. And then you can also toggle it to, this is on CoinGlass, can toggle it to Bitcoin USDT, and it has the various exchanges here, Binance and what's this other one? I don't really know these symbols offhand, but yeah, so see, this shows more buying. Well, it depends. Right here, it's showing more selling pressure, but overall more buying pressure. Anyway, everything's flippy floppy. The other thing I look at is the liquidation heat map here. No, I'll just refresh this now, so you can see we've come down, and we do have this yellow leverage at around 66K, and they don't seem scared off yet. So, but whenever I see moves, whenever I see the price dumping or pumping, before FOMOing in either way, I take a look at this chart and see, is this just a move to liquidate some people and then probably get a reversal? So to a remedy for your FOMO is to look at this chart and see, is this just a quick move and we're going to liquidate these people, then go back the other way? So I think those people with the leverage think that this center line is going to hold right here. And we'll see. Thus far, they're right. And we have 3 minutes left in this hour. And that's the candle that we're making. So those are the scenarios that I see. And so you certainly you can make all these lines on your chart if you want to. I've certainly made it clear what they represent, I believe. And there you have it. All right. See you next time. And subscribe if you want.